Flacco?
Oh, yeah. How you know I was going there? Ocho, let's be real. And that's what we do. We real with each other. Yeah. At no point in time since his return, last year, the little 5-6 games that he played, and this year, has Deshaun Watson looked as good as Joe Flacco looked in the last 3 games? Tell me I'm lying, Ocho.
No, you're not lying. But my question to you is as good as Deshaun is, as good as he was and got the money based on what he did in Houston, he has a good supporting cast there offensively. Can you explain to me why he doesn't look the way Joe Flacco has looked in just 4 games?
I don't know.
Coming off his couch? I'm asking you. You have a better eye than I do. You have a better eye than I do. I'm just looking at it from surface level, from watching from TV. How did Joe Flacco come in and in 4 weeks
off his couch
look like that? Off his couch?
You know what? If you notice what they're doing, it's the same scheme. They do a lot of play action, and Joe got a big time arm. You remember the throw that he made last week on the over route to Amari, and Amari called it and tiptoed?
To Amari.
Ain't a whole lot of guys gonna fit that ball in there like that, Ocho.
Right.
You see the big first ball that he threw the 75-yarder? Joe Flacco. I mean, look, Joe, you ain't never questioned his arm.
Did you see the ball placement though?
Yes. And now I'm sure fans in Cleveland are like, okay, we see what this offense can be with Amari and Njoku, and they run the ball. Now they didn't run the ball great. I mean, 47, 58, 59 minus 5, 54 yards. 54 yards on 20, 27, 29, 30. They didn't run the ball great. They didn't run the ball great. But Joe Flacco was 27 of 42, 366, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Amari Cooper had 15 targets, 11 catches, 265, which is a team record. Hey, Ocho, if I see it, you don't think the front office in Cleveland see it? You don't think the fans in Cleveland are asking their family members and at the bars and at the game, why we didn't look like that with a guy that's getting $250, a quarter of a bill fully guaranteed? Why we haven't looked like that? Now, and I told you, and remember I said, Ocho, at some point in time, we're going to have to start making excuses. We can't keep saying, well, he missed a year and this and that. Because Joe Flacco got off of his couch.
Yeah.
Off his couch. Yeah. He driving his kids. I think Flacco got like 5 or 6 kids. He in carpool line in the line.
Yeah.
Because remember, he had a couple of decent games last year from the Jets. Wasn't he on the Jets? I think he was on the Jets. But the thing you never questioned about Joe was his arm talent.
His arm. Yeah, he's always had a good arm. Always.
And if he get to the playoff Joe.
Playoff Joe, the real deal now. And the funny thing about it is the Browns are a team, what they're doing right now and the confidence that they've built in Joe and the way they going offensively, man, you don't want to see the Browns. Yeah. You don't want to see the Browns offensively, and the damn defense ain't bad. They ain't bad.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Goddamn Denzel Ward and them boys be playing some ball
The
now.
game probably shouldn't have been as close. I mean, it was 36-22. It shouldn't have been that close if Joe doesn't turn the ball over. Because you look at Davis Mills and Case Keenum combined, they had 201 passing yards on 26 of 49 attempts. So they slightly over 200 yards on damn near 50 passing attempts. So, but Joe was throwing it today. And you mentioned they had an interception. They had 2 interceptions. They sacked the quarter. They got after the quarterback. They had 3 sacks. Yeah, they had 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. They look good. I didn't think, and you and I had the discussion. I was like, we were talking about it, Ocho, when we found out that Deshaun was going to miss the rest of the season. I was like, man, that can't go nowhere. I mean, come on now. With the quarterback they got, come on, Ocho. I didn't see Joe Flacco. I didn't see Joe Flacco. He wasn't on my radar.
So I got a question for you, and I want you to play GM. Okay. So with Joe Flacco playing the way he played, what do you do coming next year? You know the business much better than I do, because I don't like the business side of it. I don't like the politics. But you would be able to answer this.
I think you're almost forced to have to keep him. I mean, you still owe him 185, $190 million. Who you gonna get to take? Who you gonna get to take that? You gonna pay somebody $190 million to go away?
I'm just
you
curious,
got to be. I mean, you got to be.
With Joe playing the way he's playing. Now, this ain't no just.
Yeah.
Do you see what Joe has done the past?
Yes,
2 weeks?
I have. Because here's the thing, Ocho. It's kind of like when they say it's cheaper to keep her. But I've seen people. I've seen men that are billionaires that say I'd rather pay you leave than keep my money and stay. So this is the question: Can you trade him? Who's going to eat that contract? And
you don't think nobody eat that? No.
Ocho. Plus, here's the thing: you got to sell. This is what you got to sell. Not only do you got to sell it to another team, you got to sell it to their fan base.
Yeah. Okay.
The hardest thing was to convince, and it's totally different, was Andy was all in. Everybody wanted Mike. How do you sell that to the fan base?
Right. I mean, it's only one way to fix it. Obviously, if
he's gonna have to be on his. He's gonna have to be immediately next year. He's gonna have to be the last Deshaun Watson that we saw in Houston.
That we're used to when he was in Houston. Got to be okay.
Because he's gonna be on a very short leash. The Browns picked up their third straight win, third with Joe Flacco as a starting quarterback, 368, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Now they're 3-1 as a starter.